What's going on? It's your boy KSK Sports here from the car. Let's get right into this one. Media, particularly Jason Lloyd, they want Shedeur up out of Cleveland. We already knew this. But Jason Lloyd threw some shade at Shedeur. But there's a little bit of truth in here, a little bit of capping, a little bit of, the truth lies somewhere in the middle. But before I get into what Jason Lloyd talking about, wanting Shedeur up out of Cleveland, that's been his wet dream. He's been wanting Shedeur up out of Cleveland since last year. He the one that said Shedeur should have been cut after last year. He's a distraction. All that jazz. Number one Shedeur hater, Jason Lloyd. I've been waiting for him to say something. It's been a while since he done said something spicy. But before I get into that, KSK Sports here. If you have not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. What are you waiting on? It's absolutely free to subscribe. Throw a hype in there as well. Like the video. Smash the like button as well. Comment away. Do you think that Shedeur is going to be on the Cleveland Browns next year or not? Now, I laid out in a different video developing Shedeur. And also, I forget what the other title was. But I'm broaching this topic head on. And I like to see other perspectives on this, particularly inside the Cleveland media. And this is what Jason Lloyd had to say on the matter. I'm going to read it. Then, periodically throughout, I'm going to, dissect it like I like to do on here on KSK Sports. All right, this is Jason Lloyd, Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show, number one Shedeur hater. Y'all know who the usual suspects are. The decision to name Watson the starter leaves a fair question worth exploring. What does this mean for Sanders? Fair enough question. If he has an NFL future past this season. See, man, throwing shade already. If he has an NFL future past this season, what are you trying to say, Jason Lloyd? He's a UFL quarterback? Get the F out of here, man. You don't believe that. But let's hear him out. He says, it likely won't be with the Cleveland Browns. I agree with that. It might not be with the Cleveland Browns. It could be with the Cleveland Browns. We shall see. By giving a starting job to Watson. Before I go any further, this is where nuance has to be added to the discussion. Jason Lloyd not one time said anything about the contract. Not one time. Media will have you believe, and Jabari will have you believe, hey, money ain't got nothing to do with this. It's going to be based on performance and production. But we already know that's, hogwash, stemming from Deshaun Watson going out there and looking like hot dog water. Hot dog water. Crap. Whatever term you want to place upon this, without me cursing on these YouTube treats. He was bad. Egregiously bad. He was, 5 for 12? Throwing dirt balls? He was out there throwing dirt balls like Emmanuel Clase. Y'all know who that is. That's the Guardian pitcher who got popped for gambling for throwing dirt balls. First pitch dirt ball. Pay me. What you doing, Clase? You a millionaire. What you doing, bro? You down that bad gambling? But anyways, getting back to Jason Lloyd, what he got to say. By giving a starting job to Watson, a quarterback who hasn't been good since the pandemic. All right, Jason Lloyd, I give you props for that. He has not been good since the pandemic. Watson ain't been good since the pandemic, 2020. And actually, let's talk about that season. Let's talk about that season for a second, because I do recall, if memory serves me correct. Now, let me know if I'm wrong here, but were the Texans not 4-12 that year? I think that might be one of the most overrated seasons in NFL history. My boy's out there throwing 300-yard games in garbage time minutes. That team was 4-12. A lot of them yards, garbage time stats. He threw for the yardage, but it's kind of an anomaly. It's like, hey, yeah, you threw a bunch of yards in games that were very meaningless. Now, if you lead the league in passing and your team makes the playoff and you're playing in meaningful games, that's a little bit different than going out there, rigging the system, so to speak. You throwing 300-yard games, but you're throwing them in games that don't matter. They did not equate to winning. You were down in most of those games. So, yeah, you have to throw to get back into the game if you're always down all the time. Yeah, so you can definitely, you know, bump up those stats, bump up those numbers. A 4-12 year, Deshaun. We need to stop acting like, you know, that's impressive. I don't really think that's impressive. All right, leading the league and passing, but your team is 4-12. Come on, man. We don't let that pass by too much. That's not really impressive. Lead the league and passing, but you only won 4 games that year. Come on, man. We need to stop acting like Deshaun was good in 2020. If he was good, the team would have been better than 4-12. I'm just saying. All right. The Browns told you exactly what they think of Sanders. This is where I kind of disagree, because you got to go back to the money. I don't think just because he's not starting doesn't mean that they're done with him. Just because he doesn't starting just means that management has decided it doesn't matter how Shedeur played. And Shedeur outplayed Deshaun. I didn't hear Jason Lloyd one time say that Deshaun Watson has outplayed Shedeur at training camp. He also did not say that this is not money related. So this is kind of coming off as Jason Lloyd having a personal vendetta against Shedeur, him going back to his talking points from last year, saying that Shedeur shouldn't be on this team, and I'm questioning even if Shedeur is an NFL quarterback. You're going to hear a lot of that from people that don't like Shedeur. Well, I don't know if he's an NFL quarterback, if he's not the starting quarterback on the Cleveland Browns. What are you talking about? You trying to tell me then that Shedeur isn't one of the top 64 quarterbacks in the NFL? You got to stop lying, man. You got to stop lying to yourself, because even with the 35 out of 35 of the starting quarterbacks available, that lets you know that at least they think that Shedeur is a starting quarterback. Now on the bottom side of the starting quarterbacks, because you're able to put 35 quarterbacks on our list, so they're telling you, hey, he's a fringe starter. At worst, he's a backup. So please don't say that Shedeur shouldn't be in the NFL when there's a report that has him as a starting quarterback / backup quarterback. All right, let's continue on with this. If the Browns believed in Sanders, he will be starting week 1. I kind of agree with that. But once again, there needs to be nuance added to this discussion. All right? If this was a fair competition, which we're finding out it was not, Jason. Well, you should know that. Were you at the practices? I don't know if you were. But if you were at the practices, a lot of people are saying that Shedeur outplayed Deshaun. And even RG3's coming out saying that. He got sources inside the building that say that, you know, they rocking with Shedeur more, and that Shedeur outplayed Deshaun at camp. And this is a decision about money more than anything. They want to get some ROI, man. They want to get some of that return on investments. But, yeah, my issue with what Jason Lloyd is saying is twofold. Like I said, the two biggest points right here. He didn't speak on the money not one time. And also, he's also been on record, if I have a choice between Shedeur Sanders and Deshaun Watson on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show, he said so himself that he would rather have Shedeur Sanders. So which is it? Do you like Shedeur Sanders or you don't? You're not staying consistent in your analysis, Mr. Jason Lloyd. You said on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show, I got receipts of that. I heard you say it. You said if I had a choice between Watson and Shedeur Sanders, I would go with Shedeur Sanders if those are my only two options. But then he also says, you know, our quarterback isn't on the roster. Well, maybe it is. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. All right, Jason Lloyd capping again. Y'all agree with some of the things Jason Lloyd said? Or, I mean, Jason Lloyd just a buffoon and a clown inside of Cleveland media? I mean, that very well could be the case as well. I mean, we know he don't like Shedeur. It's all good. You don't like Shedeur? It get dangerous, man. I'm saying it get dangerous. It get dangerous. But when Shedeur get his time this year, see, I don't subscribe to him saying, oh, it's because Shedeur ain't the starter that he don't have no future with the Cleveland Browns. Well, what if Shedeur get, let's say, 10 starts, 25 touchdowns, 7 interceptions? That's the motto that BTNSN network will set out there. You don't think the Cleveland Browns are at least going to explore that hey, this is a viable option at quarterback for the Cleveland Browns? Now, they might be, you know, steadfast in saying, we think Shedeur's a backup, but we would like him in Cleveland. But our quarterback 1 is in the draft. Now, they can believe that. They can believe that. And a lot of Shedeur's future also has to do with what they think of Taylor Green, what they think of Dillon Gabriel. They play tonight. Well, I'm making this Thursday. I'm not sure when I'm gonna put this out. I'll put this out Friday or Saturday. But if this video is out after the preseason game, Dillon Gabriel, Taylor Green at the back end of the roster, Dillon Gabriel could be playing for his quarterback life. If Dillon Gabriel's not on his team and you got Taylor Green, if they think highly of Taylor Green, they got Taylor Green, they got Shedeur Sanders. I think those are the two quarterbacks on the roster next year. And maybe they bring in a veteran quarterback. I think that might be the move more so than them drafting a quarterback. Because they would have money to spend on a veteran type of quarterback. Maybe that quarterback comes in and there's an actual competition. You have an outsider coming in. It's a whole lot of variables here, man. So don't be so sure that Shedeur just going to be automatically off the Cleveland Browns next season. It's possible, but it's also possible that he could be the starter. He could be the backup in 2027. Let me know what y'all think. Jason Lloyd, y'all agree with him, disagree with him? Let me know in the comments below. But for now, KSK Sports, rolling out. Like, comment, subscribe, smash that like button, comment away, subscribe as well. All right, man, rolling out. Peace.